You guys want to see something kind of weird?
Century into yard. This feels really crazy. I've been going back and forth in my head for months now, trying to figure out if this would work. And I successfully was able to get the car back here. No issues. I specifically chose this car because it's the heaviest out of all my cars. And if this car can get back here, then any of them can. And it did it. In the last video, I left off saying that I wanted to build a separate garage in my backyard, kind of just asking you guys opinions about it. I'm still playing with dimensions and things like that, but these stakes are actually not accurate. So I'm gonna redo these and then we'll see exactly what size it's gonna kind of look like in the backyard. All right, it's probably really hard to tell on camera exactly how big this is, but I just adjusted the stakes. We are now at 22 in width by 25 in depth. And right now the attached garage that's on the house is a 20 by 20. And with this thing in there, it is impossible to do anything. And looking at it now, this gives me a ton of extra workspace, which is really, really cool. And a 22 by 25 is right in my budget, like right at the top of my budget. So I think it's doable and I do think it's worth it. I feel like being able to come home, grab a drink, come out here, work on a car, film some stuff, make cool content building the garage. I think it would be really, really fun. So this is the, I guess, first part about the future garage. So that's pretty cool to think about. I think they got a whole parade going on over here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today is the 4th of July, actually. So I got a little bit of a free day and I'm on my way to the compound to put some more work into the Del Sol project. But yesterday, I actually went to the city hall, the town, to file for the first permit for the garage in the backyard, and that was the concrete permit. Still in the processes, it's not finished yet, and because today's the 4th of July, they're not working today, but hopefully by tomorrow I can have the garage concrete permit approved and we can start getting that in the processes. As you guys know, earlier this year I picked up a Honda Del Sol, a 1993, and it was just a shell, but it is a rust-free shell, which is really hard to come by nowadays. And also, as you guys know, my first car was a 93 Honda Del Sol. So I bought it with the idea of bringing back some nostalgia feeling, and I want to turn it into my daily driver, something that I can drive every day and just kind of feel like a high school kid again. And in the background of my other projects, I've been putting in time to get that thing prepped, painted, so that we can get the exterior stuff dialed in and then move it out of the prep shop so that we can start working on engine stuff. Now in the last video I did a little bit of work, but in this video I'm probably going to do a lot more because I really want to get this going. I really want to get this car painted, done, and I'm really, really excited for it. I also want to give you guys some updates on the garage project, but we'll talk more about that later in this video. Let's get to the compound and see what the Del Sol's got going on. Back over here at the prep bay. The last time that you guys saw the Del Sol, we got the entire car primed up. It turned out really, really good. This is the first time I've ever done body work to this extent and actually do it properly to the point where it actually shows a result that's good. Years ago, I did body work on a couple of my friends' cars just to kind of get them to pass inspection. In Massachusetts, you have to get your car inspected every single year. So I helped them out real quick, but it was a absolute horrible job. I would have never hired me to do that. But this compared to that is like night and day difference. To be able to look at the roof and just see a nice clean flat roof. Same thing with the trunk and the quarter panels. This thing was so hammered when I first got it. Every single panel had at least 5 dents on it. Thankfully, like I said, there was no rust in this car, so I didn't really have to do any rust fixes. It was just learning how to fill dents, how to skim coat things, how to level out the panels, how to level out the bodywork, the Bondo, the filler, making sure everything is nice and smooth, and we did a really good job. It looks actually really, really awesome. Especially the rear of the car, the rear garnish, the trunk, the back of the quarter panels, the rear bumper, everything has a really, really nice smooth finish to it. It still needs to be sanded, which I'm going to do very soon. You want to sand the primer after you spray it just to give it better adhesion, to smooth the primer back down.
because I definitely went heavy with it in some spots just to help fill little tiny dents.
I'm especially pumped about the hood because I really thought that this was not going to be savable. There was a gigantic dent in the center and it was shaped basically like a square. Ray did not think that it was going to be possible to save this hood. He thought that I would have had to spend like days and days doing bodywork trying to fix it. And for the work that I did, it came out awesome. There's a couple areas, like you can see this little dent here is raised. I can't really do much about that now, but because the car is getting sprayed white and it's not getting sprayed black, so it's not going to be like a mirror. It'll be easier to hide little imperfections like that. But overall, the car came out awesome. There are a couple pieces that I left out when I primed the car though, like the side mirrors and the door handles. So I have those prepped up right now. I got to clean them off one more time, give them a quick hit with the Scotch-Brite pad just to get any dirt off, clean them off, make sure they're good, and then we can prime these. And then after that, we can go over the entire car again, sand it, make it nice and buttery smooth. Let's see if I can show. Yeah, so if you look real close here, the primer is not smooth. It doesn't have a smooth finish to it. It almost has like a light textured finish. You're gonna want to get rid of that before you paint the car because it's just going to show through the paint. It's going to make your paint extremely orange peely, and plus sanding the primer afterwards gives the paint better adhesion. Don't take anything I'm saying 100% seriously because I am not a bodywork or paint guy by any means. I literally learned how to do this on this car. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to put you guys on the tripod. We're going to get these mirrors and door handles cleaned up, spray them with primer, make sure they're good, and then we can move on to sanding. Got door handles and mirrors quickly scuffed and wax and grease removed so there's no contaminants on any of them. I'm going to hit them with a tack cloth real quick and then we'll get those in primer. Ray also came in here and kind of gave me a quick rundown on how to sand the primered surfaces. Basically just using guide coat on every single panel, sand it all off until you don't see any more black, and that's how you know the panel's smooth. So once I do this, I'm going to do this on every single panel in here and try and get this thing as smooth as possible. So I got my work cut out for me today. Del Sol is outside and ready for some more sanding. I assure you this is going to be the last time. Now that we got the whole thing primed, like I said, I got to go over the entire car with guide coat and then sand everything down with 320 grit, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we'll know for certain that it is ready for paint. I'm probably a sweaty mess. It's 102 degrees out here right now and the prep bay does not have AC at all, so I definitely feel for Ray and Josh working in here all day. It is a hot one.
If you have them, you can kind of hit them for a little bit longer like this. Yeah. And they'll go
away. All right, Ray left. He left me with a couple tips and tricks to just make this whole process go by a whole lot smoother. Basically, he gave me a rundown on everything that I need to do to get this thing ready for paint, and started with the fender. The first task was hitting all of it with guide coat and then going over the entire fender with a soft pad and 320 on the DA just to get rid of all of that guide coat, make sure that I get all of the little tiny nibs and orange peel out of the panel, out of the primer. And the fender came out beautiful. There's virtually nothing wrong with it, which is awesome. Here's a little close-up of what I mean. You can see just how orange peely it is. And I'm sorry for the fan if the fan is getting the audio a little screwed up, but it's so hot in here. I got half the roof guide coated, and then quarter panel, door, all this stuff. So first step is guide coat, and then sand it away with 320 grit, and then come back over everything that you missed, that you couldn't get with the DA, and hand sand it with 320, and then go over it one final time with a Scotch-Brite pad, just to level everything out, smooth everything out, and that panel's good. So fender's done. Still got the entire rest of the car to do, and the hood, and the mirrors and door handles, so I got my work cut out for me today. But I'm tired of waiting on this. I'm tired of putting this off and just having this be on the back burner. I want to get this car done. I want to get it painted, so I'm gonna bust this out today and get this thing ready. Well, 16 pieces of sandpaper later, one red Scotch-Brite pad, and this entire car is sanded, ready for paint. I can't hear out of my ears and my hands are extremely numb. My whole body's vibrating from that stupid sander, but we got it done. The thing is smooth as glass and is ready for some color. So the next video that you guys see with this car will be this car getting sprayed. I'm betting on it. I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm very excited. But now I'm gonna go wash up. Off camera over the weekend, I'll probably put in another hour or so worth of work to the Del Sol just to make sure that everything that I can do is perfect. I wanted to give the mirrors and the door handles some more time to cure, so I'll do those over the weekend, and then she'll be ready for paint. And then we can start getting to work on this thing, pulling the engine out of that. For the past 3 years or so, I have been building all of my cars out of the little employee shop that we have here on the compound, along with myself, Johan, Sean, Owen, Donnie. This is where everything for us went down, where we would keep our long-term projects, cars that would sit on jack stands for long periods of time, and we'd put time into them whenever we had the chance. I've been here for a while. I've built the LS400 here. I put the Supra on jack stands in this spot and completely rebuilt, tore down that car to what it was. I did all the NSX bodywork and stuff in this building, swapping the stock panels for the full body kit. Same thing goes for the Century. Swapped all the stock body panels for the Junction Produce body kit. Friggin' pulled Sam's engine in here, swapped in a brand new engine, and we even did some work with the Ferrari in here. But unfortunately, it is coming to an end. It's kind of sad to think about because I had a lot of good memories in this little spot. But the compound is expanding, Drift HQ is expanding, and they need a building, and it inevitably ended up being this one. Now, I'm not going to go super into detail about it because I don't know what's been said yet, but it's for a really good reason. I'm really, really excited for them, and I want to see them succeed. So when they asked me about this building being a potential spot for them, I was all for it. But now it's even more incentive for me to want to have my own garage at my house that I can work on things long term, you know, put cars on lifts, on jack stands for long periods of time, and just take my time with it. And I think having it at home would be awesome just because of the comfort aspect. So unfortunately, I'm saying goodbye to this little area here. This box is massive. This is the box that the NSX body kit came in. It's got all the NSX stock panels in it. It's got all the Century stock panels in it. They're all wrapped up. They're all stacked up. So I'm gonna find a place for that here. But aside from that, I've just been putting in little bits of work here and there where I can, just kind of throwing things away that I don't need anymore, pulling things out that I want to hang on to. I got Sam's old engine I got to throw away. I got, you know, the GE intake manifold I got to throw away, the whole harness. Automatic trans from the Supra, stock intake from the GE. I got the old head on the wall over there. I know some of it's worth money, but I know it's not much, so I'm not really pressed on trying to sell anything. But yeah,
eventually this area is going to become something much, much cooler.
Just kind of wanted to give you guys a little update on that.
Still trying to find someone to buy these wheels. I actually think the previous owner of the Ferrari wants them back, so I might send them up to him. But I also have the Challenge Stradale rear diffuser set that I don't need anymore. I don't know if any of you guys that are watching know anyone with a 360 that might want them, but I've had them up for sale for a while.
I just popped over here so that I could clean up a little bit more, but it's exciting stuff. I'm gonna put in another hour's worth of work in here, just kind of cleaning up. Then I'm gonna head back home. We can talk more about the garage setup. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our permit. I just came out of the town hall and got everything squared away. So the first permit, which is going to be for the concrete slab for the garage, is approved. And I've got some things that I got to go through and go over, but it's exciting. It means that we're starting. And this is going to be really, really cool. Really makes me feel like an adult. Like just doing a lot of adult shit lately this past year, but I'm here for it. It's kind of fun. It's the end of the day, Sunday before a hectic week coming up, and I had an awesome day. I went down to Orlando and got a couple tattoos from my friend Jake, which was an awesome time. I just got to hang out for most of the day and just chat away. I got a pretty cool little knife that goes through the scar that's on my thumb from a few years ago when you guys saw me sliced my finger open. And then he also gave me this little piece, a sad ghost holding the camera. Before this video ended, I just wanted to make an update from the house with the garage, and it is happening, and I am extremely, extremely excited about it. There's been a lot of thought and a lot of time put into this, trying to figure out if this is worth doing, and it is. And I wanted to show you guys the final dimensions with a little bit of lines laid out so you guys can kind of get an idea of the size.
And here it is. Here is my backyard. I got it staked out, I got it lined out. Final dimensions are 22 in width by 25 in depth.
And I think that it's going to be perfect. I got the permitting all done for the concrete, and the guys that are doing the concrete are actually the same guys that did the compounds concrete. I'm really excited about that. They're actually starting this upcoming week. So when you guys are watching this video, throughout this week, they're gonna be here doing some concrete work, and I'm gonna try my very best to film a video about it. It's gonna be kind of hard because I'm gonna be in and out of the compound throughout the entire week.
But I'm gonna do my best to try and capture the concrete footage so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what it takes to build your own garage on your own property.
Thankfully, a couple months ago, I had a security system installed at the house, and it just so happens to be pointing in the exact direction that I need it to capture the entire concrete project. So I'll be able to rob footage from my security system, be able to edit footage that way, and I think it'll actually work out pretty well. So like I said, I'm gonna try my best to film. I might have Sam help me film a couple clips here and there too while I'm gone, but it's very, very exciting. I don't wanna go on forever about this because I don't have much to talk about right now. It's literally just a couple stakes in the ground with some caution tape. So my goal over the next couple weeks is get the Del Sol painted and get the concrete video done. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Leave a comment down below if you guys are excited for this.
I know in the last video I asked you guys if it was gonna be worth it, and everyone wanted to see it, so I think it'll be very, very fun. And it'll be a huge benefit to me too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a short one, just kind of a hodgepodge of everything, but I got cool stuff coming. It's gonna be very awesome, and I'll see you guys very soon.